All right, what's up, guys? So today I wanted to talk about a question that I get a lot as a substance abuse counselor. When talking to people about MAT services, Methadone, Suboxone, Subutex, Vivitrol, blah, 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 the shots, all that shit. A lot of people will say, like, why would I want to just trade one addiction for another addiction? Fair play. Very valid point. But let me break it down, hopefully, so that it makes sense to people. I will concede that you are, in fact, getting rid of one addiction and picking up another. There's no mystery in the fact that you do get addicted to these MAT services. And when I say MAT service, I mean medically assisted treatment services. I'll call it MAT for short. So just consider this perspective before jumping to any conclusions. So when we use drugs, fentanyl, heroin, opiates, whatever, oxys, whatever your drug of choice is, we get to this place where we can't even fathom managing our own lives. We can't pay our bills. We can't, if we have a car, we can't pay for gas for the car. We can't get groceries if you have kids. Like, it gets pretty out of control pretty fast. So a lot of people resort to, selling all of their shit. I'm guilty of this myself. Anything that I had of value was either pawned, sold to the plug, or stolen. So once I got rid of all of anything that was worth anything, then I started boosting, which was something that I said I would never do. I would never steal to feed my habit. If I couldn't afford it, I wouldn't get it. Well, shit happens, and then I began retail boosting. So that became an addiction all on its own. Just the thrill of doing that was quite addicting. I did that for quite a while. Well, I did it all the way up until I stopped using. But so your life gets totally out of control. You're a complete mess. You can't do anything. And then if you're anything like me, you become homeless. Just spiraling out of control completely. It takes a hold of you. You become a complete slave to it. Like some people even go farther than boosting. Some people start hitting licks, robbing plugs, prostitution, selling people, but my point is, like, we become completely preoccupied with our hustles and just getting well every day, so much so that it's not even possible to be responsible or stable, productive members of society. Like, I'm so far beyond repair. Why should I even try to? I couldn't even fathom being responsible. So then, so there's that side. So then you get on Methadone or Suboxone, Subutex, anything, whatever your MAT service is that you work. Mine personally is Suboxone, and I have my reasons, and everybody should have theirs. I tried Methadone 3 separate times, and I could not make it work. It was just, getting addicted to 2 drugs at once. And this argument that I'm making only works if you're actually intending to get clean, or at least off of the street drugs, and get your life back together, basically. Because technically, no, you're not completely clean because you are on a medication, but it is managed and it is overseen in a medical capacity. It also, once you get on Methadone or Suboxone or whatever, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you actually begin to see hope. You begin to experience the feeling of hope once again, that you can get to a place that most of us used to be, where we were satisfied with who we were and comfortable in our own skin. And at some point, even if you are on the meds, you can titrate off of the meds through medical supervision with minimal to no discomfort whatsoever. So that's a win right there. If you were taking the meds with the intention of getting back in control of your life, then you have far better chances of success than you would if you were trying to, wean yourself off of heroin. I hear that all the time. I'll just wean myself down and then just stop. Shut the fuck up. That's worked for like one person in the entire history of mankind ever. Maybe two. It don't work. We just give ourselves an excuse to keep on using, and then our standards go down and our use goes up, and we just get right back to where we were at. Maybe it's worked for you. I fucking doubt it. So anyways, when I was in active addiction, I was a heroin, meth, any drug, fentanyl, anything that I could get, I was smoking it, snorting it, eating it. Anything. I didn't ever shoot up because I was just a pussy, but I'm glad I didn't. But once I had hit my absolute rock bottom, the thing that helped me the most was, even homeless people have Medicaid insurance in Washington State. I don't know how other states work, but you get Washington Medicaid insurance. It's Washington Apple insurance. It takes 20 minutes to fill it out, and you have it. They'll backdate it. So that made my Suboxone and Methadone for free, completely free of charge. The insurance paid for it. When I went to treatment, my insurance paid for it. It was a blessing for sure. But since I got to go to treatment for free and I was taking Suboxone for free, that gave me time to not worry about how I was going to get what licks I was going to hit that day, whose couch am I going to sleep on that night, how am I going to feed my kids, it's the little things. But I got to go to treatment, and while I was in treatment, I started putting my life back together, one day at a time, which is super hard as an addict to get out of that I need it now mindset, that instant gratification mindset. It is fucking so slow going, man. You just do one day at a time, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man. One day at a time. One little fuck up mistake fixed at a time. I was able to get, my legal issues settled, just one issue at a time, but eventually I got to where I could actually get my driver's license. I got my license back. Got my kids' social security cards. I started going to college, and I got my degree finally in addiction studies. But yeah, I'm an addictions counselor. But I was able to do all this stuff because I didn't have to worry about my hustle, what I was going to do that day. Who am I going to middleman for so I can pinch a little bit out of the sack and get my wife and I high? Whose house can I kick it at so I don't freeze to death tonight? Stupid shit that I used to have to spend my entire day figuring out. And I know there's people out there that can relate to this. I know that. But you know what I worry about now? I worry about which pair of J's are going to match my son's hoodie today. Do I want to play Call of Duty? Do I want to play Madden or 2K? What do I want to do today? Because I don't have to worry about all that dumb shit because I'm on Suboxone. And it's amazing. It helped me out. It can help you out. And I hope that this message reaches somebody who's been asking themselves or not even reaching out for help because they don't want to trade one addiction for another. Trust me when I say that it is so fucking worth it to trade those addictions, because one is a death sentence and one is a life sentence. Thanks.